Hello and welcome to another Kamen SH Figuarts video. Today we got Kamen Skull Crystal version. Alternatively, people are calling this Skull version 2.0 because it has a few differences with the first release. But it's apart from those few extra pieces, it's pretty much identical to the first version that was just called Skull. Second hand, bought it at In's Point in Mongkok, Hong Kong. Quite a few shops had this around, and one of the shops had it for cheapest. So, you know, if you go there, just walk around the shops. Tamashii web exclusives is right there, just like the first version of Skull, so both versions are web exclusives. So there's one of those figures that has two versions, and they're both web exclusives. Black box with silver writing of the name right there, red logo here, and the movie War Core logo in black and white. People didn't like that film too much when it first came out, but that's what the impression I got. But it's actually not that bad. If you watch the extended director's cut version, it's a decent movie War. Not as great as Mega Max, but hey, that one had everything in it, including force. Anyway. SH Figuarts is the new standard figure series that incorporates the band action figure art under the theme pursuing character expression through humanoid action. I wonder how long they can keep calling it the new standard figure series, because it's not new anymore. It's quite a few years. Toei logo around there. Looks like on the side, the other side, the bottom, web exclusive, so of course won't be any Hong Kong stickers, anything like that. And the back showing you different poses and all the accessories. Most accessories that come with it. Two things are missing there. Yes, of course, the book. Let's open the box. Silver undercard lining right there. The tray out. You also have the instructions manual, of course. Be sure to check out the Facebook link below for photos on this figure and photos on all the box art and instructions and manual. So, older release means there's a top tray. Covers quite a lot of plastic, quite tough box, so really be careful when you're opening this, because there's some transparent pieces in here that you might lose when opening. See, look, everything, all the hands are flying all over the place, and the extra head as well. So let's take a quick look at the accessories that we get with this figure. As always, Kamen Rider figures come with closed fist hands. He also has a few different posing hands, relaxed hands, gun holding hands, and of course one of the posing hands is actually the hat holding hand, which isn't that good because just get some blue tack. He doesn't actually hold the hat. It's kind of annoying. I mean, the whole point of him is to look cool and hold the hat and put it back on, but nope, these hands can't actually hold it. Just sort of balance it on top the particular correct pose, so blue tack it. Bloody hell. This version of Skull also comes with an extra head, the Skull Crystal. This is when he just first got the power in the later movie. This is the... Yep, in movie War Core. You didn't see that in the Begins Night because that was long ago. His good hat, a battle damage hat, you get to see at the end. Relax scarf down here, and it goes the one blowing in the wind. The scarf's actually quite good. They don't just sort of sit down on the neck. There's actually an actual shape underneath the scarf that clicks onto his torso. You got the gun, which is only in this position, and knowing that there's no way to push it down into normal gun mode. There's no pin that attaches it to the chest like in Trigger. It's just in maximum drive mode, which is kind of annoying. Another extra two pieces here are two sort of round skull caps, which is bounced off. Oh, bloody hell. What this is just that. It is pretty much the same plastic as you get as a tray. People had problems with the original Skull where the silver on the head would rub off onto the hat. So they put this. Lame. There's two of these in there. They don't really do much. They make the hat a lot looser. I mean, the hat was loose to begin with, so I don't know why it was rubbing the silver off. I wonder if they actually loosen this, and that makes it even looser. And also it looks silly because this one doesn't actually fit perfectly onto the head. It's like a last minute addition. It just sort of sits there on the head like he has some sort of disease or something, and then you put the hat on, it doesn't stay on, it gets bounced off by this thing, and it looks silly because, you know, it's like he's got a hat and this transparent thing around the top of his head, and he's just And because final note, he does have die-cast feet, thank God. Time for articulation. So double jointed neck as usual. You can tilt that much, can't look down too much, and look up. And you gotta think he's always gonna have a scarf on, so that's something you gotta consider. That will limit some of its articulation. Torso wise, he is very stiff. I mean, bloody hell, turn, he can't even do full 360. He is a lot stiffer than all the other double riders, so that's something. The rest of the body is pretty much just a remolding of the double figure, apart from the chest piece. So, double elbow joint, swivel plus ball joint for the hands, shoulder pad, move up and down. There's a rotating ball there, up, down, forward, 360-degree spin here. It's awesome. Really tight chest. Leg is the older joints. You come down to turn it a little bit. It's even molded inside for, you know, to take them look kind of good, not just a ball joint. Double knee joint. Like I said, metal feet. One joint here. Up and down joint here. Toe can go up and down, and it looks pretty good. I guess that's spots on the feet. One thing to note with the second hand one is this leg has gone pretty loose, and I'm just curious how to tighten it back up again, because it's kind of annoying to do certain poses. Molding wise, Kamen skull is pretty good. Painting wise, he's also quite good, although the whole gimmick of getting the new version is for the skull crystal, which has slight problems. For example, because it uses transparent plastic on a solid black plastic head underneath, the cut-off line of the two pieces of plastic can be quite distracting when you're looking at him from the side or the back. But yeah, I mean, that's how toys work, so you can't really complain too much. He comes with enough accessories, although I would really have wanted a sort of default position gun that comes just like the trigger magnum, and close that, but I guess you're gonna have to get like an extra trigger magnum or something and then paint that into black or something. This figure is also slightly more expensive because it is a Tamashii Web exclusive, and it's also kind of sought after, according to Fanjulicus reviews. Even non-rider fans are attracted by this figure, and yeah, it's understandable. He's pretty badass and cool. He is Kamen Rider Skull. Another minor nitpick is that this is a re-release version, which means that they have all the info of the newer movie. So yeah, if SIC figures can have the open chest thing, shouldn't they have done that with this, with like an extra part? Being an exclusive figure, I guess, you know, you would say, okay, maybe that's too much, but if they had that extra part, they could almost have like a double tray thing, you know, like a thicker box, and underneath you have like a skull stage act for him for you to display him. Maybe a nice extra hand where there's a slot in the palm so you can actually hold the hat a lot easier and not thinking about, you know, like dropping it all the time. And maybe even come with a transparent effect, skull effect that he kicks at people's faces. That'd be awesome. But yeah, minor nitpicks. Really would have been nice if they actually opened his chest up. Swapping arms on him is a lot easier than all the double figures because those arm wristbands don't actually move. They are glued down on this figure. Another thing to note about this version is that instead of like a black sort of plasticky look, he has been repainted into a matte finish. Like the black version 2.0 release, he looks more like he does in the show than he does an action figure, and that's a good thing. The extra transparent skull cappings are a complete waste of time. They make the hat a lot looser and it just falls off, so I mean, come on, how stupid does that look? Another thing is, I really wish that the head could have come with maybe like a little peg hole or something so for the hat to peg on, but again, minor nitpicking that could have easily solved with a bit of blue tack. So yeah, this figure is pretty awesome. Another thing to note is that the lost driver can come off, but the maximum driver one is pretty tight. I don't think it's glued, but it's a lot tighter than the double figure. For a repaint, this figure is pretty awesome. I can't wait to get my hands on a eternal figure if I can find one for cheap, because that one is like exclusive and sought after as well. About the price, this one is acceptable. It costs slightly more than Black or Shadow Moon, but he comes with a lot more accessories. He feels actually complete. So yeah, higher price point that's justifiable, unlike Black and Shadow Moon with a high price point that's not justifiable. So that is my review on Kamen Rider Skull Crystal. A good upgrade if you don't have the original version already. Doesn't want to be able to upgrade. So that's my view on Skull Crystal SH Figuarts. If you don't have the original release and you like Skull or Double in general, then go ahead and try to find it for cheap on the aftermarket or second hand. Of course, make sure you always check the figures when you get second hand. But if you already have the original version without this Crystal Skull head, maybe. It depends how important it is for you to have something that looks closer to more screen accurate and something that has the extra head. It would be really nice if they had a version 3.0 with the open chest thing and yada yada yada, and the extra gun. So if you have the original one, you might consider selling that because people still like it, and you can get the sort of slightly newer one. So subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and of course take care and have a nice day. Bye.